Hello, everybody. Here we are, American Ultras React. We are reacting today to the game yesterday. Amazing win by the United States against Mexico. And I'm here with Brendan, Shrey, and Jeff. We're going to be reacting to that game. Guys, right off the bat, initial thoughts, immediate reaction to that 3-0 win.
One word.
Acero.
One word. CONCACAF. It was a CONCACAF game at its finest.
Yeah.
A CONCACAF ref for sure.
We don't talk about him. We don't talk about him right now.
Yeah, guys. First of all, what did you guys think about the lineup when it came out? I think it surprised a lot of us. I personally thought Pepe was going to start.
Me too.
Very, very happy with the way that BJ lined us up. I already miss him by the recent news that we got, but we'll get into that later as well.
Yeah.
But I'll go to Brendan first. What did you think about the first half? What did you make of that first goal? And then Shrey and Jeff, for you guys as well.
I think the first half it started off a little bit slow. It was pretty even. There wasn't too much going on, but then as soon as the goal happened, it was a bit of a scrappy goal, a bit lucky. It kind of just fell perfectly to Pulisic in the box, and he did well to finish. But I think the turning point really was that first chance when he got the ball on the wing, dribbled past them, got by Ochoa. Unfortunately, he did sky it, but I think from that moment on, the momentum was all for us. And then he got his goal, and then we saw immediately after the second half started, he got a goal immediately, and we just never looked back from there.
Yeah, that was a CONCACAF goal. Like that goal, that was CONCACAF. And yeah, I think that goal definitely jump started the game for us, and from that we just didn't look back.
Yeah. Well, for me, when I saw the lineup, I just said to myself, "This is like the best lineup I've seen in a long time. Way better than any lineup we had at the World Cup." And about that chance that Pulisic had, Balogun did good. You got to give credit to him. He fended off. I think it was it Chavez or Alvarez that was on him. He fended them off well, either one. And he sent Puli down. Puli just sprinted down. I was really sure that he was going to score, but yeah, unfortunately he didn't time his finish, and he kicked it way too low. But other than that, the goal that he scored, that really did help us. It gave us an advantage towards the second half, and we just capitalized throughout the rest of the game.
I think it was very important how that first chance that he created was basically out of nowhere. Really, he spun, like he got the ball with his back towards goal, turned, and then made that beautiful run. Really should have scored, but I think from that moment on, Mexico were, I don't know if they got shocked by that chance, but I felt like their rhythm, they dropped their lines a little bit. They started receding their pressure, and I think we had a little bit more calmness and confidence in ourselves to go forward. But yeah, it was a very, like Brandon said, it was a very cagey game for the first 20 minutes, to be honest. I don't think anything was going on. We were obviously trying to rush them, but no real opportunities created. As soon as Christian does that run and really should have scored, it changed the game. And I'm just really happy with Cesar Montes. What a beautiful assist, honestly.
He was good.
Yeah, the weight of the pass was perfect. And credit to Christian as well for believing in that chance, because he wasn't going to get a pass. And then he was very alert, very urgent, and it was good from the guys as well to just keep it 1-0 before the break. Don't let them have any chances. I think we were very, very good at that, holding them whenever they had any attacks. I mean, they're a very poor team as well. I think they had one half chance created through the left flank. I don't remember who crossed it, but there were no Mexicans at the edge of the box to try to do anything. And then we go 1-0 to halftime. And what were you guys thinking by then? Were you still not sure that it was going to be a comfortable game? Did you guys expect a 3-0 at that point? What do you guys think?
Well, I said it was going to be 3-1, so I knew that it was going to be a comfortable win for us. And I had no worries at all when I saw that Santi Jimenez wasn't going to start. And when I saw that Antuna was gonna start as well, I just knew that we had the win in the bag. And speaking of Antuna, that chance that he had, that it did a favor for us. He missed an open net, and yeah, it just shows his quality and how much of a help he can be for us.
It
I
was
didn't think we
offsides as well.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd dominate the second half like as much as we did, and I think this game kind of affirmed that Pulisic is our best player right now. Like
Yeah.
obviously, Balogun, it was his first game, so I'm not gonna go hard on him. I didn't even think he was that bad. He had some good moments, but yeah, this game definitely showed that Pulisic is our best player.
I see you shaking your head, Brennan. Were you shaking your head about Balogun's performance, or?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's a little bit harsh to criticize on his first game, but I wasn't a fan of how Balogun played, particularly in the first half.
Same.
The second half, it was a bit better. He drew the red card that was crucial.
It was.
But I think the real key moment was Pulisic's second goal because like you asked, going into halftime, I wasn't completely sure. Just because only a 1-0 game, all they would need is one chance, and we know they have at least some quality, especially if they decided to bring on Jimenez. They'd have the quality to get that one chance. But as soon as Pulisic scored, I think it kind of stunned them since it was so early into the half. And from that point on, I don't think they really had too much fight left. And then we saw eventually it just ended up turning into a brawl instead of a real match.
Yeah. It's just like what I saw on Instagram. I saw an Instagram comment, 45 minutes of football, 45 minutes of boxing,
Mm-hmm.
And you should expect these type of things when you're facing off against a big rival like Mexico for us. But yeah, speaking of Balogun's performance, I feel like he did okay. Well, not as good as we thought, but he showed that he could combine well with others, and his hold to play is really good. We saw that every time he had a defender on him, either whether the defender would be pulling him down, he would still use his body well to shield the ball and provide well. But overall, I did kind of expect for him to have an impact, but like you said, Braden, it's his first game, and I'm sure that if he plays on Sunday against Canada, he'll do a bit better, I hope.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I agree with Brandon. I'm not a huge fan of this first half. I think his movement, especially because I mean, you can still see the work, like Christian said, the work that Berhalter put into the squad when we were just trying to cross the ball. That was the only creativity that we had in the first 15 minutes. And I'm not trying to be too harsh on Balogun, but I do think his movement wasn't that good trying to read those crosses. And his decision-making at times wasn't good as well. I mean, there was one time he gave the ball away where he was just supposed to hold the ball and just give it back to Christian, but he tried to dribble to the right, and he just lost the ball. I think his second half was more of a workhorse forward, like kind of like Firmino used to do with Liverpool, just opening up space for the wingers. But I agree with Brandon. I think the second goal is what did it. It was super early on. And I just want to give credit to Serginho. I think he was really good in that match. Really, really good. Really impressive for the season that he had.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting that type of performance, but he showed up once again, and he was good, crucial for that goal as well. The way he releases the ball it was really important.
Yeah, and
again, as a winger, showing he really is a winger if he wants to be one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Going on to the third goal, and any opportunities that you guys think that we missed, I can't really recall many that we missed in between second and third goal, but what do you guys think about our volume of game and how we try to populate the Mexican area before that third goal, and what did you think of it?
Well, I feel like in the second half, like we didn't show any signs of stopping. We wanted to still add on to the first goal that we scored, and I really like that what we did. We kept on attacking while Mexico would just sit back throughout the rest of the match, and I feel like we did really well to crowd the midfield, because in the first half we Mexico, they just opened us up and forced us to play on the wings, and I say that's important for our style of play, to crowd the midfield as much as we can, and try to utilize the spaces that they leave open. I feel like that's really crucial for us.
Yeah, for me, I thought between the second and third goal, I really liked our performance because, like Jeff said, we didn't let up and we kept pushing to get that third goal, even though we were already up 2-0. And I think it kind of speaks volumes on how we've grown since the World Cup, because we saw in that game against Iran, we went up 1-0, and we just parked the bus immediately. There was really no ambition to go and get that second goal. It was just defend, 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 try to hold on to the lead. And in this game, it was completely different. Even though we already had the 2-goal lead, we didn't stop pushing, and it eventually paid off with that beautiful run from Serginho Dest, and then perfect through ball to Pepe, who had great composure, just a real striker's finish, in my opinion. So I was a huge fan of how we played, just in the second half in general.
Yeah, I totally agree with Braden, Jeff, but I'm kind of disappointed in Dust for getting the red card. I think Scally will do a job against Canada, but yeah. See, I'm pretty disappointed in Dust for getting that red card. I forgot who he slapped back, but yeah.
It was Gerardo Arteaga. Arteaga,
No,
he was starting to push him when Dest went after Edson.
Right. But I feel like Dust shouldn't have slapped him back. I get why he would have wanted to, but I think he had to keep in mind that we have a final to play versus Canada on Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I saw. People kept saying McKennie and Dest forgot that we have the final next. They were just too into the match against Mexico.
I just disagree that McKennie lost his head. Honestly, I don't think he. I get Dest's red card, and you can look back on it; it's pretty well deserved. But McKennie, I think they were very harsh to give him a red. Honestly, it was just a push. I mean, you see that all the time. Yeah. I felt like, and now we can do the reactions since we've basically covered the game. What do we make of that refereeing performance? Because I think it was very reactionary.
Oh man,
I think that on the red card, it's a clear red for Cesar Montes. He just kicks Balogun. Mm-hmm. That's clear. Yeah. The ref is very slow to rush to the scene. I mean, you can just predict that this type of stuff is going to happen. Look at the way that he kicked Balogun. USA players are gonna go up to Montes, but the ref is very slow. And then I felt like he was just trying to look for someone else to give a red after he gave a red to Cesar Montes. Yeah. And then he sees McKennie has his shirt ripped off, and he thinks, oh, maybe this is a good guy to give it a red, because if you look through the entire brawl, he didn't do anything that out of line. Honestly. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but what did you make of that first show from the referee?
Yeah, a player that actually did deserve a red card was Jorge Sanchez. He was the one that pulled McKennie's shirt. That's what I saw. And he kept going after McKennie. McKennie, he was just being pulled back, and Sanchez just kept on, trying to go after him, have a swing at him. And the ref, like you said, he wasn't focusing. He was just, handing out red cards who we think deserves some. And yeah, that was just poor refereeing, In general, I don't even think there's any good refs at CONCACAF. CONCACAF refs, they just either do it for the bag or they just do what they think is right.
Yeah. I know we've said this a lot about some other aspects of this game, but for me, the refereeing, like Jeff said, was just prime CONCACAF, because it was just completely one-sided in my opinion. I know I'm a bit biased, obviously, but I think he was favoring Mexico as well, and what summed that up for me is that yellow card that he gave Pulisic at the end of the game for literally handing off the armband to Zimmerman. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and even his criteria, not only the cards. I mean, first half, I remember one clear moment where Musa gets the ball, really good recovery by Musa. Gio immediately has it, and he blows the whistle. You look on the replay, it was never a foul. I mean, I can remember from the top of my head at least 4 fouls that he blew the whistle that would never happen in Europe, or if you have a decent ref.
Yeah, exactly.
So I felt like that's his criteria, not a clear mistake, but even his criteria was very off, and it did favor Mexico. It was stopping the play, and like you said, the Christian yellow card, I'll never get it, because you really do anything wrong, and then the ref just decides to give him a yellow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want to talk about next the behavior from the Mexican fans, and especially and also the players. They just kept on throwing stuff at the pitch and at the players, and they just wouldn't stop, and especially with the chants that they were doing. That's just, it just shows that the fans need to be punished. Just like back in the final Nations League 2021, and another thing is that I saw that the ref he stopped the game 5 minutes before the added 12 that was supposed to be it for us. Once he heard the chants for the second time, he just called it quits at the 97th minute.
Yeah, I think that's a good job by the Mexican fans. They stopped a little, maybe a fourth goal going in there because honestly, I don't get it. If anything, it penalized the U.S. fans and the U.S. players because we were clearly on top. Mexico's not going to have a comeback.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously these aren't all the Mexican fans, but this is a problem that we see whenever we play Mexico. And yeah, I think it's a problem that needs to be dealt with, and there definitely needs to be some sort of punishment for some of the Mexican fans.
Yeah, I heard that some got pulled out during the chanting.
Really, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on I think it's The Athletic or CNN that said that some fans they got pulled out during the chanting.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate here, but I don't really mind the chanting too much. I mean, it's inevitable. Yeah, it's not ideal and it's ugly, but I mean, I grew up watching soccer and going to stadiums in Brazil. I think there is no flakish of us to be pinpointing too much on the fans. I mean, if anything, to me, it's actually funny that they were behaving that way.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing, though. That chanting that they were saying, as a Hispanic myself that knows what the word means, it's not homophobic. It's just, insulting.
Exactly. I don't understand. Like everyone in the broadcast saying that it's a homophobic chant. It really isn't. It's just offensive. It's not.
And as disgusted I feel to side with Mexicans that say it's not homophobic chanting. They're right. It isn't.
Yeah. I mean, I think we covered the game pretty well. Now we have the final. We do have the consequences from this game, the clear red cards that we received. I don't think there's any way. I saw some people saying we should try to revoke the McKinney red card. It's not going to happen. They're not going to bother doing that.
I mean, come on, let's face it. CONCACAF, they'll just look the other way and just ignore it.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about the game against Canada? First of all, I watched a little bit of the Canada game. I don't know if any of you guys watched. Do you think there's anything for us to be specifically concerned about? And if so, what it is? And do you think we'll still be able to overcome them without McKinney and Dest?
Yeah, I actually saw the Canada game. I asked in the chat to anyone if they're gonna watch it. I did see well, let me be honest here. I did see the game, but there are some parts that was just on my phone. I was kind of bored because Panama, they weren't posing any threat to Canada, but for one, I can really say that a big problem is gonna be obviously their attack with Kyle Larin and Jonathan David. David actually scored in this game, and he played really well. He also got man of the match for the match against Panama. So obviously, he's one of Canada's stars, and he's obviously also one of the players that we should look out for. And another player we should look out for is Stephen Eustáquio, the player from Porto still, right? Yeah, I think he's still playing for Porto. Yeah, he is just wow. He is a very, very good complete midfielder. Just distributes in the middle for Canada. Sends when he finds a pass, he picks it out and just times it perfectly. To a player, set him up or break the defense lines. He's really a key player for Canada that we should definitely look out for.
Yeah, Eustáquio's got to be like one of the most underrated players in CONCACAF. He is so good.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of Canada, I think we can beat them. I think we should beat them. Obviously, I think Davies is going to start. I know he's coming back from an injury.
Yeah, that's why he was benched.
Minutes. Yeah, so he played 30 minutes versus Panama, I think, around. So yeah, I think he'll start.
And he scored. He also scored. Don't forget that.
Right.
Yep.
Right. He did score, but. Yeah, I think Scally can do a job against him, and I think we can beat Canada. I think we will beat Canada.
If you kind of think about it, this is kind of a blessing in disguise that Des got a red card because given that, I know some people are going to disagree, but I just favor Scally more defensively, and I was also thinking that, going against the match against Canada, we're really going to need to defend, especially against their wingers and. I feel like Scally, he's the right man for that game, and it's important. Now it is.
Well, I saw that you shake your head, Brennan. I I did as well. How big of a loss do you think Dest is? Who would you replace him with? I mean, it's obviously going to be Scally, but there is a remote chance that it might be Weah. And do you think we're still going to have enough to beat them?
Yeah, so my concern for Canada is their counterattacks because obviously they have a lot of pace in the attack with Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, Tejan Buchanan on the right. And the way that we played against Mexico, we kind of committed a lot of numbers forward when we were attacking, and we played attacking, which I liked because it definitely gave us the upper hand in that match. But if we do that against Canada, we're going to get burned, especially without one of our quickest and most experienced defenders in Serginho Dest. And yeah, so I think if we're not too careful, we can get burned on the counterattack. So that's why I'm concerned about missing Dest. And as for playing Weah there, I think it'd be a horrible idea. We need a traditional right back like Scally. It's not ideal, obviously, but he's the best option we have. And I do think Weah is going to be pretty crucial because I don't trust Scally one-on-one with Davies. But if Weah is there to help him, I think we can win that matchup.
I mean, given that both Scally and Davies play each other in the Bundesliga, the times that I've seen Scally play against him, he's actually held his own pretty well. So, but given that the stakes are higher, especially that it's a final, I don't know. A part of me still says that I can trust him as long as our system, or if we even have a system or style of play, doesn't involve Scally in the attack. I think that we can, we'll be okay, and we wouldn't have to worry as much as you guys are thinking.
All right, I see what you guys said, and I do think I agree with Brandon. I think we needed experience and pace to deal with Davis. I agree, Jeff, that Scally has experience against Davis, but it's a different scenario, and I do hope that Scally grabs this chance. It's his biggest game for the USMNT in history. And I'll go to Shrey. Shrey, you mentioned Eustáquio. He is a very underrated player. He's going to be in that midfield battle against Musa, and who do you think is going to come in for McKinney? I mean, the options.
It's got to be Luca Del Toro.
Read my mind. Read my mind. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, and what do you guys think is going to be? I'll go predictions. Start with Shrey. What do you think? What would be your prediction if you had to say one right now?
All right, I'll go 2-1, and I'll go with Pulisic scoring, and I guess I'll go with Reina, safe bet. And I think Jonathan David will get a goal against us.
Yeah, I like that prediction. I can't go the same thing now. I'm gonna go for 3-2 after extra time. I think 2-2 after regulation. And yeah, I honestly think the scores for Canada, I think they might be the same as the Panama game, but for difference sake, I'm gonna go for David and Tejan Buchanan. And then for us, I think Pulisic will be on the score sheet as always. And I think Pepe's going to get another goal. Whether he starts or not is unclear. But I said when we did the Mexico video, I said he was going to score, and he repaid my faith. Then I think I have faith that he's going to do it again. And in extra time, I think our winner is going to be. This might be a biased pick, but I think Aronson is going to grab the winner off the bench.
That's a wise pick there.
That would be nice. Right. I hope Brandon does it. What do you think, Jeff? What is your score prediction?
Well, Braden took both of my predictions, so I'm gonna have to go different here. I mean, there's a good chance this might happen, but I'm gonna go 2-2 regular time, and we win on pens. I don't know. I just see this game pretty even, and given that it's a final, penalty shootout is inevitable. It's on the cards, definitely. And for the goal scorers, I'm gonna go with. Since we're talking about Eustáquio, I'm gonna be wise here and actually name him as one of the goal scorers for Canada. And I say Kyle Larin is gonna score for Canada because he actually scored against us. Like I think it's like 2 times he scored against us. And
yeah,
for us, I'm gonna say, obviously, as everyone said, Pulisic is gonna grab a goal, and I was gonna say Pepe, but Braden already said Pepe, so I'm gonna say Weah. Weah might score, and yeah, we win it on pens, like I said.
Dang, you guys want to give me a heart attack? I don't want to. I don't want it to go to extra time or pens. I don't know if I'm being overly biased here, but I'll go with a 2-0 U.S. win, a Pepe brace. That's my prediction.
Pepe brace.
I don't know if he's gonna start, but I just trust Pepe to score when he comes on. And I do agree with what Brendan said. I think that Way is going to be crucial in this game, defensively and offensively.
All right. I don't know if you have time for one more thing to discuss, but this is something I really want to discuss, and I'm pretty sure you guys thought about this as well. Who is actually gonna play, Balogun or Pepe? Because Pepe, he's showing, and like I said, he's showing and giving very tough competition to Balogun. And given that he scored against Mexico as well last night, it shows that it's going to be a tough battle for Balogun, to win over a starting spot. And Pepe shows no signs of giving up either the number 9 shirt or even the starting spot. So, yeah, what do you guys think?
All right, I guess I can go. So I don't know about the future. I think Balogun could potentially win that battle. I do think Pepe should start on Sunday, though. I think he's just more experienced, and I think he's just ready for the moment. I don't think Balogun is yet, just because he just joined the national team. So I hope Pepe starts on Sunday, and I do think Pepe will start on Sunday.
Yeah, just like I said, I even said it in the chat yesterday. Balogun, he did okay, but he's not ready yet. Especially for this final, I don't think it wouldn't be smart to start Balogun, given that he didn't have the best of a debut against Mexico last night. What do you think, Braden?
Yeah, so honestly, I wouldn't be mad no matter what decision they make, because obviously they've both shown that they can be good options for us. But even though he had a bad game, or an underwhelming game, we'll say, I think I would still start Balogun, mainly because I think Pepe worked so well off of the bench against Mexico, and I think he could do the same thing against Canada, make that impact off the bench against their tired center backs. And I think Balogun's hold-up play could be pretty valuable as well in the first half if he can pick it up a notch. And I think he will just continue to get better as the chemistry grows with his teammates. And I think for that to happen, it's important for him to play. So I think I would start him.
That's actually not a bad suggestion, and especially in the moment that we need to score, Pepe he can be a wild card off the bench, especially if we either need to seal the win, or just level our give us a better advantage, or or tie the game up. It's going to be important for Pepe. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with my decision for now. Start Pepe, and maybe Balogun can be that key player that we need to bring on off the bench. Yuri?
Yeah, I would start Balogun as well. I still trust the Pepe brace coming off the bench, and I agree with Brandon. I think that he works well off the bench. Not to say that he should be a bench forever, but I think he's a good element. After Balogun, he's gonna work hard. I'm pretty sure he has very high expectations for himself, so he'll try to make a statement in this final. I don't mind starting. I don't think he's quite ready to be the guy for us yet, but I expect him to hold up well against their center backs, tire them out, be a focal point of their attention, so Christian and Tim can escape from the flanks, and then I trust Pepe to come on and do what he does. I think that's everything, right, guys?
Yeah,
we covered everything.
Pretty much covers it.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much to all of you guys. Thank you for everyone who watched it this far. And don't forget to subscribe and like the content. Leave your comment as well if you have any constructive criticism, or non-constructive. If you're just going to hate, it's fine too. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.